Hello. I attempted actually to post something for the new moon on it was the 6th of June. Actually, I attempted many times to post something, but Facebook had just changed it, and not Facebook, um, YouTube had just changed its format, and for some reason it just kept not posting and not posting. And I actually had a major operation coming up. So, at a certain point, I just had to let it go and not try to, redo it or to reformat it. But at some point, perhaps I'll post it and you can see if it relates to your past few weeks. Actually, the past new moon was very intense. It may have been very intensely positive for some and very intensely difficult for others. Certainly, with most of my clients, what I've been hearing over the past few weeks is, oh my God, it has just been hell. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong for things to be as difficult as they have been. There are some for whom this past new moon would have been really, really strong and positive. Although even there was a weird Neptunian aspect that made it kind of like, you might not get credit exactly now for what you do, or, you can, if you try to push too hard, it won't really come to you. You've got to kind of let it just come to you and then take it and then let it go. So with it, but no matter what, whether it was good or bad, it was intense. And as we approach the full moon on the 23rd, you'll be happy to hear that this is sort of dissipating a little bit. That some of the that the intensity of the aspects is certainly lessening, and that there's more of a balance between what's good and what's bad, and what's difficult and what's easy. But many people, even those for whom it was good, may find themselves feeling exhausted. This is a good time to think of it as something of a fallow time, where you have to really look within, that this is a time, especially since Mercury is going retrograde on I think it's on the 23rd. No, on the 26th. The full moon is on the 23rd. Mercury, I'll speak more about Mercury retrograde. That tends to frighten a lot of people unnecessarily, but it does become a really good time to stop and really remember who you are, both the Mercury retrograde and the nature of these aspects. The good aspects that are happening now are, for the most part, they involve Saturn. And, that's a bit of a curse and a blessing, since Saturn's in retrograde, which it appears to be moving backwards, and Saturn is also the planet of, like, hard work, discipline, like lessons, effort, teachings. So Saturn going backwards right now in these positive aspects kind of means, like, you got to put your shoulder to the wheel and push, but like don't expect the wheel to move, or don't expect to really see that much progress. Saturn actually goes direct just before the next new moon, which is July 7th. It goes direct on July 6th. So as it starts to station and move towards being direct, you'll start to feel like that energy moving. You'll start to feel a shift that you see and feel more progress for your activity and energy, and that you start to get results, and that the activity, the energy, it starts to build. But for now, at the full moon, I mean, there's a peak of a certain kind of time that has been intense, and it's important at this point to kind of stop and take to kind of just reconnect to your core, reconnect to who you are, allow yourself to move sort of beyond, like, the surface, the ego, the way you respond to whatever has been going on, your natural response. You have to look deeper and kind of connect to what is in there, whether it's hurt or sorrow or emptiness or whatever. And once you like really connect in a solid way to that, like whatever kind of like icicles or whatever kind of like hard sort of like bristly energy has built up around you will start to dissipate, and you'll start to know the right actions to take, and also see the right actions as they come to you. This is not a time to go out madly searching yet for the right thing. That is coming. There's more and more of that building as we get towards the new moon. And the new moon has some very nice aspects, very, very nice aspects, that emphasize, home and family and connection and spirituality and creativity and a real sort of generosity of heart. But in order to get there, you have to allow yourself to feel that generosity of heart. Later, or perhaps in the written part of this, I'll say more about which specific signs this is good or bad for. As usual these days, those who are in the early cardinal signs, that would be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, you guys, you do tend to have it hardest. Some of those in the mutable signs, which are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and what was that other one? I'll remember it in a minute. Somehow I'm spacing out on it. Anyhow, it's also a little difficult. Pisces, that's right. It's also a little difficult for you because of Neptune in Pisces and because there's been so much energy in Gemini. Even for Geminis, that can be a little difficult. There's really no sign who's had it like straight out easy. It sort of depends upon your chart, what it's been like exactly for you. I just want to say a little bit about Mercury retrograde. Most people blame a lot of things on that. That's kind of false. Mercury retrograde is a bad time to sign a contract. But, if you have to sign a contract during a Mercury retrograde, you should, just knowing what kinds of issues might arise. I have had to sign contracts under Mercury retrogrades and I signed a lease, and then when we moved into the place, there was no door, the water wasn't running, there was no heat. All these things that were supposed to be done weren't done. But, we survived. We got through it. They put a door on that night. So you just have to know Mercury retrograde makes communication difficult. It leads to sort of miscommunication or things not going quite right. It can be problems with equipment, problems with travel or transportation, problems with the logistics of things, and with, needing to check the specific aspect, the specifics of something like a lease or a contract. There can be misunderstandings, but it's not necessarily the kiss of death. And too many things get blamed on Mercury retrograde. It's irritating, but it's not like it doesn't really destroy your life. So as we move towards the next new moon, which does promise to have some sweet aspects to ease up, like a lot of the tension and difficulty that many people have been going through. Try to just let yourself slowly build towards movement, and first just take time to enjoy the benefits of a fallow period, however brief. I'll talk to you very soon. The solstice on the 20th has some lovely aspects for having fun in a kind of quiet way, and that too should influence the next few weeks until I talk to you again. See you soon.